Hey guys, so today I'm just making a little candid video on why I promote a raw food diet for dogs. Let's start off by saying that dogs are omnivores, right? Can we agree on that? You've all seen dogs eat grass. Okay, so if you need greens, you're also a herbivore, meaning if you eat meat and greens, you are an omnivore. Okay, so your dog needs meat, bone, greens. I like to use spinach or kale. Most dogs just like spinach better. Eggs, of course, because they would eat those in the wild. And let's see, why would you not ask your vet about this, right? Your dog's sick or it has skin conditions, allergies, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, halitosis. Tons of different conditions dogs are commonly getting these days, more and more and more, right? Go figure. So why do you not ask your vet about these things? Your vet was taught by industry. The owners of these pet brands pay people called ambassadors to go out and instruct schools, teachers, instructors, how to take care of animals. What do they promote? That bag food. Why? Because the bag food company is paying the person to go out and say that. So why would someone who makes bag food want to teach someone to sell raw food and not their bag food? Their business would go right down the drain. On top of them getting a really bad rap for poisoning your dogs, right? This isn't just dogs. Let's keep in mind that this goes all across the board to all animals. Horses don't need sweet feed. Cats don't need cat food. Dogs do not need dog food. All these animals need basic necessities that come from nature. Dogs, raw meaty bone, lots of meat. Light vegetables, greens. Cats, fish, meat, greens, eggs. Dogs eat eggs too. Sometimes even coconut oil helps with coats the digestive system and the intestine and makes everything easier and actually really soak up all those antioxidants and acids, amino acids by the way. I don't know any animal that walks through a grocery store and picks up food for themselves in a bag, goes back to their nest and eats it. That doesn't happen, okay? You know what happens in nature? Animals go out, hunt their food down, or scavenge or forage, whatever type of animal they are, and they eat it. It is raw. It is nature. It is untouched by us. That's what they need. That's what they like. That's what they want. That's instinctually what their bodies are built to break down, use, handle, and dispose of. Their bodies are perfectly made to process that. This stuff that we feed them, this bad, dehydrated, poison-filled, chemical pumped preservative, it's dehydrated, poison-filled, chemical pumped preservative, crying. Who can't stop crying? Why? Because their dogs are dead. You know why their dogs are dead? Because they got cancer. They got some horrible disease from the dog food, and they're dead. They have a new dog now, and they feed raw. And they'll never again feed bag food. Why? Because they feel horrible. Because they've been enlightened. Because a personal experience has moved them. Even though they've heard raw food is bad. Bacteria, germs, it's bad for your dog. They'll choke on the bones. All those things are false. They're false. Pet industry would love to put all that information out there. So you stay away from it. Keep you scared. They want you to be fearful of this raw food diet. Stay as far away from it as possible, because if you try it, it'll be over. You'll be won over for life. Not only dogs, our bodies also are being bombarded with hundreds of thousands of chemicals every day in the air we breathe, the food we eat, the water we drink, the soil we walk on, everything we touch, our couches, our curtains, our varnishes, everything, wallpapers, wood floors, everything. Especially in California where I live, there is a sign on everything that says this business, facility, unit has chemicals known to the state of California to cause cancer. That's on every apartment building. Yeah, that's because in the carpet, in the paint, in the construction itself, in the foundation of that place, there are chemicals that cause cancer. Your government allows it to happen. You have to be smarter than them. You can't let them beat you, okay? Beat them at their own game. Do it. Just try. I dare you to try raw. And here's what you don't do. Don't pansy out when your dog gets diarrhea. You know what diarrhea signals? That something's coming out of the body that's bad. Okay? You've been feeding your dog chemicals and toxins for who knows how long. However long your dog's been fed dog food, right? So all those toxins and chemicals are going to go through a detox process, which means they're going to be being pushed out of your dog's body, depending on the level of toxicity for your dog, which can also be a huge indication of the way their health is. The worse their health, the more they're probably full of toxins. That process could take up to 2 weeks. You could have unsure stools. You could have watery. You could even have a little bit of vomit. You know, sometimes they can get bloody, the stools, because sometimes dogs just aren't used to that diarrhea, and those toxins coming out are harmful. They're super harsh, okay? They're gonna rip your dog's butthole skin to nothing. There will be some blood. But you have to know the difference in blood that's caused from the actual outside of diarrhea from irritation of the skin or an internal problem, okay? Don't get scared and stop. That's what people do. You are detoxing your dog. Follow through. Be your dog's leader. Help your dog stay healthy. Put them on that raw diet, right? Meaty bone. Small amount of vegetables. When you start raw, you're just going to want to feed them meat and bone. I prefer chicken. I always suggest that because the bone has more marrow and more things inside it that are good than any other type of meat. If you ever cut a chicken bone straight open, crack it open, what do you see in there? Lots of red, lots of yellow, gooey. That's what that dog needs. So just expect the detox period, okay? Just help your dog through it. The best thing to do, like I told one of my clients, is not to use the baby wipes. Keep the bottom area clean and use just warm water on a washcloth. That's it. Don't use baby wipes, even if they're unscented. Don't use handy wipes, wet wipes. They all have really harsh chemicals and detergents on them to clean. Okay, so you don't want to use those. You will just irritate the skin more. All you want to do is use a wet washcloth with warm water. Pat gently. You don't want to wipe that, okay? You've wiped yourself when it was raw, right? It's not very pleasant. So just be nice to your dog. Understand what they're going through. If they have an accident in the house while this is happening, don't get upset with them. You know, it's not their fault. It's your fault. You fed them the wrong food. Whether you were uneducated, you just didn't know any better, okay? But it's still your fault. The dog didn't choose to eat this food. So during the transition period, just be as helpful as you can for your pet. Be understanding. And let the regret and the empathy you feel towards your pet just fuel you to keep on this raw food diet. By the time you reach 3 weeks, your dog should be completely transitioned. And like I said, that all depends on the toxicity level. Now, each pet's going to be different in the way they absorb chemicals, the way they hold chemicals, and the chemicals that they're put into their bodies in the first place. So you really have to be mindful of what you've given your dog and the time period it may take them to heal now. So you'll know that your dog has completely detoxed when their stools are completely to normal for at least several days, and they should look small, compact, light colored, should not smell, and should be pleasant for your dog now. When the diarrhea is gone, you should know that your dog should be starting to seriously improve. Health conditions, skin conditions, allergies, all of that will greatly improve. And just try it. If you don't believe me, when you get done watching this video, look it up yourself. Look up other people who can say they've done it for their dogs. I did it for my dog. Not that I had to change my dog's diet, but when I picked him up as a stray puppy, I put him immediately on raw. He never had a problem. He didn't have a transition. He never had diarrhea. He went straight to it. I think that's because he probably was just eating junk out of the garbage, which is about the same thing. He was probably eating vegetables and meat and things like that. I suggest highly that you educate yourself. Okay? If you have a pet, this is your only job as a pet owner, is to educate yourself everything you can about your pet, what they eat, how their body works, what it needs, how it breaks things down. You know what? If you knew how your dog broke down things in their body system, you would know factually, immediately, that dog food is inappropriate for your dog and a hindrance to their health. And how raw meaty bone is required. Yeah, it's required. And you will see the difference. It will be tremendous. It will be incredible. And you will be thanking yourself for making this change. Your dog will thank you. Your wallet will thank you, you know. All these pills you put your dog on, sprays and lotions and creams and shots, you know, steroids, all these things, those are harmful. Those prescriptions are harmful. They have horrible ingredients in them that while they may slowly or not at all help your dog, they're hurting them either way. They're hurting some other part of them, okay? That stuff's getting absorbed into their skin, it's got horrible chemicals in it, and you're giving it to your dog. You just switch the dog's diet, and bam, just like magic, there you go. Watch how many things fall in place when you put the correct ingredients into your dog. You can only get out what you put in. Good luck with your dogs. Feed raw.